This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
I think we're good.
Hiroto_Morrison is now live. Streaming Genshin Impact.
Yes,
Genshin
I did not
Impact
manage to catch
Interlude
this
Chapter
Streamlabs
3.
thing, so
Wanderer.
well, stream elements, so yeah. No, it's safe to say I'm good. Yeah, that was something I said a long time ago. Don't ask me how to change that, because trust me, I would. I've grown past that. But we're actually gonna go. I will quickly mention something fast and furiously. I started it. Like, I did the very beginning, like the first little part, and then it told me the name of the quest, and I was like, oh shoot, I did not mean to start this. But yeah. We are going to head over to Sumeru and pick off where I recall ending off, which is us watching, sorry, right now I'm going to still call him Skara, but Skara head up here, and we are going to follow the figure that we just saw. Don't question my team, okay? It's a progress, because I'm currently not using Tainari. Firefly. Wait a minute. Ooh, Nahida. Hello. Oh, there he is. We see him.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are.
Hello.
Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public.
She would know, Paimon. Come on.
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surastana? Aren't you supposed to be lacked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to
give
set the
Nahida a
balladeer
chance,
free.
please.
We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about.
No,
But if
we're
that's
not
the
for
case,
killing.
Why haven't you done
For the
it
most
already?
part.
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Oh, you're right. I wouldn't have killed you, but I mean, sure. Let's get you to believe this.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
I'm sorry, Nahida. Our Paimon is angry today.
Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us!
Paimon, can you
As long
please
as the
cull
terms are
your
reasonable,
violence for now?
I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Very true.
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Oh, jeez. We're so harsh. I mean, I get it. He 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 was our enemy, and the stuff with Tepe, just all of the above. But God, we're so harsh. So he tossed you out like trash.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
I'm sorry. I came into this, I don't know why, not expecting this much hostility. It's my fault, I know.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
No, Nahida's more reasonable than that. No.
Don't listen to him!
Nahida's gonna
that
speak the
discussion to
truth.
the side for now.
Yeah, we still have
We still
time.
have time.
And Paimon,
Today can be a trial run. Where
calm
we
down.
go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you serious about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information
Which
about
makes
the
valid
Descenders.
sense, yes.
He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him. He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him.
We have been his enemy, kinda, every time we've run into him. Paimon, think logically. Oh shit, I just said Paimon at the beginning of that sentence. But, he could lie, but we do need to give it a chance. We can't just throw away all our options and all this just because of our disagreement and disdain towards the person who's trying to give us the information at this time. This is our best lead. Like, we should accept it, right? Like, otherwise we're just throwing an opportunity away.
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord.
Yeah, we were just here.
Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Here we go.
Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time.
It's so much prettier. I mean, the tree...
The colors are gentler.
Yeah,
Guess
it's
that
gentler.
must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
It's less I forgot you can't jump. It's less intimidating here at this moment.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Actually, I'm on babysitting duty.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary release, so maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Fine, let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring
Well,
than us.
what if he is?
If there are no further objections,
We don't
I
know.
suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
It's from his tone and our disposition,
Lesser Lord
okay? It's
Kusanagi,
fine.
We will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off and
We don't want to find out,
what
Paimon.
would happen?
That is dangerous.
What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe,
It's just stick
your
close,
best
yeah.
option is to stick close to me.
Let us go. There is no need to travel into some unknown territory alone.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
So don't touch them. Okay.
It looks the same in every direction.
Don't worry, Paimon. We're probably figuring it out. Okay.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth.
Yeah. He's being watched.
Are you mocking me again?
Well.
What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
Paimon.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
Oh no.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
He does,
As
yeah.
I told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Yeah, we did. We got some flashes of it.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out,
Yeah.
he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident.
Oh yeah, that's what it was about.
Do you know
Okay.
anything about
I needed that
If you mean the mysterious
re-go over.
events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Really? Because from
Okay.
what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's
It's still unexplained.
history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
Oh.
So
Wow.
they got it right?
Not completely. She said a lot,
He
but
guessed right about one thing.
was
Taurusuna was
sabotaged.
sabotaged.
Okay.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're
Paimon, we don't have to
each
keep it
other?
secret. This is something that I think
Don't
is good.
insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
Okay, in this case, not completely. You had some part, but then we got sidetracked.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
Oh.
So,
I'm sorry, talking to him right now makes me
have you
remember when he was
found
falling
anything
and we
yet?
just let him hit the ground.
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous.
Yeah,
It'd be
like a
more
lot of people
surprising if I
have
didn't
heard
know a
about
few
us.
things about you.
I mean,
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with
let him focus.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's
There you
furnace, after
go.
all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Okay. It's beginning.
I have been in Tatarasuna for
Oh.
some time now. You have shown me great
Hey.
hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. People are gainfully employed, their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really
Okay.
the truth?
I'm sorry, I'm quiet. I'm trying
My
to take it in.
good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
Yeah, he just looks
surprised that you
awful.
finally chose
Like
to be
sus
so
is what I mean.
sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
I'm sorry, I don't like him already.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
From your
Drop
attitude,
the
I wouldn't
act.
either.
We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A
You
moment
piece of shit.
like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
This dude's long dead,
Did
but I
you
want to kill
really
him
think
myself.
You would be able to see through my plan?
Oh, yep, nope. We know who it is. Thanks for the voice drop. Okay, there. I've wanted to fight this man to begin with.
It?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself.
Oh, you piece of
You're
shit.
not a
I'm
puppet.
sorry for cursing.
You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance.
I don't like
This
Dotore.
is all part
Dotore
of a
can
carefully
burn.
controlled experiment.
I'll pay for a ticket to watch.
If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me
The asshole.
the Doctor.
The Fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Simple. Genuine friendship. I mean, the doctor won't understand because he's awful, but yeah.
If you give him my heart, tell
Yes.
him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us.
He's not gonna tell him that, but
to prove to anyone. Because not everyone.
yeah, some people
Just
aren't out to
wants to
fucking use
other
people like tools.
The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world.
You
It
don't feel
almost
guilty at
makes me
all.
feel a little guilty.
No.
Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa,
Come
let's
on,
see
miHoYo.
what
Make him a
happens.
boss.
Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa, already dead. What a
Oh
pity.
my god, I'm angry.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of information to take in there.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore? Dottore! Good.
Oh jeez.
Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Does it?
It means a lot.
This memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
It could have been.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace.
That is so
absorb
fucked
all
up.
the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic,
Oh.
"This device seems to have protected me.
Oh no.
What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants.
Nope.
The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth.
Yep, because it wasn't actually, well, I mean, it was murder, but it wasn't in the exact way he was told. And Niwa, even his dying breath was like, us two, we see him as one of us. And he was gonna protect him, even though he's gone. And this is so fucked. Genshin can get dark sometimes, okay?
He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim?
Exactly.
That's terrible.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Dotori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Okay. Wait for a while, it says.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure it doesn't affect the plan. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling
won't.
bad.
I'll keep my end of the deal.
Okay, that sounded so shaky and sad.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
Paimon.
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
Interesting.
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord
Separate
Kusanali
space.
was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
Okay, what's up?
Give me your hand.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
No, come on.
I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible
Oh,
to change the past?
no.
Done.
Huh? What the? What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry, that unexpectedly brought tears to the eyes.
Nothing. I
Not
was just
crying,
thanking
but
him for
tears.
helping me.
Yeah,
So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say that?
Yeah, we didn't say no, and then we didn't say yes. There was hesitation.
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
Sure we won't. I don't believe you.
From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
He's trying to do something
You know,
stupid.
I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
That's gonna be harder than we think.
Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly
It was
cut
the
off by some
Balladeer.
kind
He
of
cut us
power.
off,
It
and
was
well,
the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Okay, okay. He took the news of the stuff with Neo really hard, so we have to take that into account.
And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency?
That's harder
How bad is it?
to do, but okay.
Will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
I think it was kind of maybe his answer to what Nahida was saying he needs to figure out.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible!
It's not easy, that's for sure.
You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened.
I'm sorry,
already.
Paimon. I need to break your reality. It can happen.
It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it. So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Paimon's so confused.
Erase himself or something. Like, there's something about himself he clearly, you know.
Huh?
Oh.
Sorry.
What happened there, Paimon?
Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
It's possibility. You never know.
Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
That would most likely be the case, but I don't know.
There's nothing we can do about it at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight. So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety.
I don't know if it'll get your mind off of it, but it'll probably also get you hungry.
Mondstadt grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers.
I like how we're starting in Mondstadt.
Cream stew, sauteed matsutake, and Dragon chili chicken.
We got to Liyue.
Satisfying salad. Oh, also Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp balls, triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and...
What happened, Paimon? Oh.
What do we...
Okay, then.
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember... The Balladeer?
Oh, so he pulled that off.
Food too? Huh.
He pulled something off.
Name, though.
She doesn't remember now. Okay. Other than the fact that this changes a bunch of stuff again, this... I just want to talk about how much the Traveler, whether you picked Lumine or Ether, they're going through it, okay? They're just going through it. And now this is the second person, who knows, maybe Nahida can remember, maybe this or that, I don't know. But so far, 2 people are seemingly gone from history. And they have the memories. He might have actually pulled it off, yeah.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said? So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something. Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
'Cause it kinda is. A Dance of Destruction. Talk to Amenoma Togo. Okay, see you, Sumeru, give me a minute as we quickly, descend upon Inazuma once again. Okay. Hey... Amenoma, can you update us on the situations?
We've made it to Amenoma Smithy.
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain.
Okay, where is Kazuha?
5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin
I remember this.
blade.
Oh yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now. They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then too. It seems like such a shame.
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause.
Oh, so Kazuha.
Only recently,
Yeah, okay.
when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful bladesmith.
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but
Neither of them made it out.
neither of them made it out. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent-up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But
Okay,
when he came
jeez.
to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
It was no longer the Balladeer. Yeah, he couldn't save Niwa there.
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right?
No, we gotta check things out, Paimon.
Does it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon.
Oh, I can.
Stop. Lead the way,
Watch me,
traveler.
Paimon.
Paimon will be right behind you.
The Yashiro Commission, okay. I am climbing a building. Oh, yeah. I somehow keep, like, I hear Yashiro Commission and I know that it's talking about them, but I forget.
We're here. This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If
Okay,
it's
yeah,
urgent,
makes sense.
You're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks.
Look at our special treatment.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say? Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss
Of course she has.
Kamisato has told me about you. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the Commissioner's behalf. As for the Commissioner himself, Well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although, he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
Okay.
So pretty much business as usual in the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too
We
busy
almost
to
always have
time
something to
for
do. That is very true.
Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much she admires you. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all. I mean it. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away.
Peaceful days, huh?
The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the commissioner is so fond of home comforts. They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met and experiences they've had, you always get a mention.
Yeah, we do seem quite popular.
Many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. Much has happened in the Kamisato clan in that time. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet a dependable friend whose company they enjoy so much. So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company. Wonderful. Thank you.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the food here being really great.
Yeah, go ask Toma to cook.
Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Yes, yes.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now.
Well, you've signed... Oh,
Where are we going next?
Tarasuna.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right, then. Take care now. Hope to see you soon.
Yep.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, we have to go somewhere.
Everything's taken care of
Things
now.
came up.
Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
Okay, let us go. to the place of what once was a mystery, and now is a new mystery, but for completely different reasons. Hey, we have questions to talk to you about, dude.
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Hey there.
Xavier, what are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here. Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know?
Okay, please, tell me what you do know, and no joking, I'm here for the full story, man.
Its history is one of the most foremost forging and
smelting operations.
In the nation. Goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say
who
he
is
was a mechanic
evil.
who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about the...
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
In a way.
Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman, for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned. Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help.
Yeah, it seems like he's made minor changes. Like, when it comes to him, he's, like, not a, like, in the mines, but...
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you.
No, it was something big, Paimon.
Spinal crocodile. No matter what
Oh my god.
Paimon will always be there for you.
Thank you for that one.
Hey, don't mention it. Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Echoes of history. The Kabuki Mono's finale? Okay. I don't actually want to, interrupt the story, but I also kinda need materials.
We'll see about that. Out of my way!
Maybe the drops.
The wind knows me.
Have fun with this gift. Dare to mess with me.
Ah! He's frozen me.
Time to go.
What did I hit?
Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Segwell! Bring it on!
Oh, I keep forgetting to put the last Yeah, my Shinobu's actually missing an artifact right now. There we go. Okay. Back to the story. We need to head back to Sumeru. And kind of see if we can pick up anything from where we left off with her saying, leave it to me. I don't know if I can fix it, but I will try. But clearly something went amiss during that time, and I don't know if Nahida will even be able to remember. So it's kind of up in the air.
Hey, it's them!
Oh, hey, you guys. What of it? Hey?
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Okay, go on. Remind me.
Info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we join them?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh? Oh, of course.
Okay, it's a pretty decent read, hold up. So, okay. The Raiden Shogun. Yep. I am barely reading this. The Mikoshi and Niwa clans, along with an eccentric mechanic, was abroad, served as 3 windows of insight we need. Okay. Oh, whoa, okay. Well, thank you for highlighting the new stuff. A great many of these rumors revolved around the yokai, who are so very characteristic of Inazuman folk histories. A very small portion, however, mentioned the word outsider. It should be known that the appearance of such a character who is suspected to be based on a real person is a very curious case. This fact drew the attention of the researcher to delve further, and eventually the following pieces of information came to light. A foreign mechanic once visited Tartarasuna. Reportedly, the reason for his immigration was to exchange knowledge and forge ties with the locals. However, the mechanic seems to behave suspiciously, often wandering around essential or restricted areas. And if someone tries to turn him away, they would only earn incomprehensible mumbles from his lips. The mechanic often stared into the furnace, seemingly to check on its condition. Unsettlingly, whatever, he also spent a substantial amount of time watching the local residents. Judging from the era, it was not uncommon to see cross-cultural exchanges of technical knowledge in places such as Tartarasuna. After traveling across the tides, foreign experts being welcome in the region was likely not unreasonable either. Yet calamity came not long after this exchange of knowledge, which hints at a high potential of causation between these events. However, some current residents believe that these assumptions were merely the result of their forebears' overactive imaginations, attempting to theorize how things actually unfolded. The mechanic. Long have I delved through many texts and documents, but I was ultimately unable to decipher even a specter of a clue as to his background. Still, mentions of the mechanic grew scarcer in the aftermath of the Tartarasuna incident. I speculate that, instead of the mechanic possibly being a figure woven from overripe imaginations, he actually did exist, and perhaps even had a hand in the events that took place. I struggled reading that, but I got through it.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
There was more than one? Dear God. I am interested, but Jesus. Miyazaki hid his grin. I may be pronouncing things wrong, sorry. Upon hearing this, Niwa released the lizard from his hand into Katsuragi's palm. But just as more words were to be exchanged, someone came walking nearby, their footsteps steady and confident. The head that appeared by the door was that of one from abroad. The newcomer placed some lunch boxes to one side, nodded, and made to leave. Katsuragi called out after him, "Sir, what about your meal? Are you not hungry?" The man smiled upon hearing Katsuragi's words. "I already ate. I hope that you, my lords, may also find time to state your hunger soon." "You are our guests, sir. To see you help in these trifling matters fills me with embarrassment," Neo said with sincerity. The man smiled, as if with no matter. Then, with a nod, he departed. Like a falling spear, the black cloud reached the bottom of the boat, and was joined in its barefootiness of direction. Like a charging beast, they plunged into the shoreline, scant steps away. The mechanic laughed, slowly approaching the grand wreck. Not but half of an arm was left of the one who had cried out for help. With a plop, it landed at the mechanic's feet, who crouched to better study the object, straining against the urge to take a bite. Yet he did not, for the dark clouds swirling down had already picked the remnants of the ship clean. Okay. Then a second ship was sent, followed by a third and a fourth. Each who left to seek salvation did so under foul skies and bleak fortunes. Reason dictated that they should not risk anyone else. But the situation in Tartarasuna was severe. They needed to gain aid from Inazuma, even should it cost them more lives.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this?
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Arminoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
I mean, true. You can say some parts are taken from a true story. As long as you don't, say it's all true.
These guys are really into this.
Yeah, we do gotta go.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Okay, Nahida. It's time for us to hopefully get some answers.
Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon, how have you been?
Ugh,
Okay, from that response,
Paimon
it's...
hasn't had a moment's
yeah.
rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then he decided he wanted to go to Inazuma.
I was investigating the situation with the balladeer.
The balladeer?
Yep, Naida doesn't know. God damn it.
It sounds like
Code
some
name,
kind
even
of
Paimon came up with that.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Mm-hmm. A record keeper. Mm-hmm.
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
Mm-hmm. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tartarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans, and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis, and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
But how was he even able to do that?
As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine
Yeah,
after we
that was part of
defeated
it.
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because, well, because he literally changed the world?
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to
There have been
imagine the
two
kind
now.
of person who would dare go through with it. The traveler comes from a world beyond Tevat. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
You can definitely say that again.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that. Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
It didn't change that. It's just now there's a new story behind it.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense, every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
It could be all of that.
Please wait a
But
minute.
I want to keep
I wanna
going.
check
I have
something.
thoughts.
Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us. What is
Oh,
it? A record from a personal collection.
okay.
It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
A fairy tale?
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote...
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono in other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us, the now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a little monster draped in fox fur.
Okay, this is so cute. But it's gonna be so sad, isn't it?
Joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin.
I'm sorry. Look at that cat.
Carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire.
Oh, it's so morbid and dark. Oh, okay.
The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon.
I'm
the
feeling
answer
tears
to
again.
everything.
This is...
Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful,
he still gave us
still
a hint, an idea.
Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still...
You wouldn't, Paimon, but...
like the way it all ended
no, yeah.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot.
Because he did it without a second thought. He just jumped in.
Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head?
You got it. Come on, Traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk. Let's go get a snack.
We'll definitely try.
That'll be sure to lift our spirits.
Give me a minute. His story was sad. Okay, we're not gonna...
Are you sure it has to be me?
Cover that up. Yes, I'm sure it has to be you on the team. I haven't renamed him yet. Anyways, let's, take this back from a thief whose name is Barbara. It's not the best artifact in the world. It really isn't, but it gets the job done.
It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Okay. I didn't want to cut off dialogue. But yeah, there's going to have to be more to this. Because it does seem like he was at least successful in the fact that no one knows the two names. He's right. He erased those two names from existence. But is the tale right? Did no one return after going into the furnace, or did he actually survive the furnace? Just in the shadows. We will find out. Sorry, I just saw a researcher and I don't remember her. I don't walk this way often. I usually teleport a little bit, but I kind of wanted this moment to, like, why not peacefully talk? And we're at the Academia for a moment. Hey, guys. I'll be seeing you in the Alhaitham quest, probably. Which I might do after this. I might literally do a separate stream for it, though, so it'll be a separate, VOD. But, you know, there's that. And we've almost made it. I should know this place by now. It's been here for a while, yet I am still so lost. Yes, we're gonna walk around as him. Break the fourth wall here. Okay.
We're here! What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
It's gotta be in there somewhere. It was something about Irminsul and deleting oneself.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Yeah, there was no way to completely eradicate oneself.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
You know, you're wondering where he went, what happened to him, and it seems like mysteriously someone who looks oddly like him and has his voice is just here. Time to tackle him. I'm joking.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsettias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a A drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetius, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Are we really I don't know which way you went. I'm already terrible at stalking. Just don't make it a stealth mission, okay? I hate those. I'm not good at them. That's why I don't like them, okay? Nothing bad with the mechanic. It usually works pretty well. It's just sometimes they randomly, like, turn around. And it makes no sense, and you're caught instantly.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias?
Hey! I'm not stealing his Sunsetias. What the heck, Paimon?
Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back. Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
It's fine, Paimon. Oh, I missed the screenshot.
You'd have to be blind not to notice. Have we met before? No, we haven't met. But you know me? I have no recollection.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
Huh?
You were right! The look on his face!
Oh, I didn't mean it. We just needed to prove we knew you.
Know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important. Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Then let's return to the city.
Okay, are we gonna bring him to, Nahida? Like, I'm kind of trying to, picture it, because right now, it is weird. See, like, not subdued, but, he's not quite matching the energy of this. Like, you stand still too long, and he starts, releasing his anger, and then, sticking his tongue out at you, okay? We don't quite have this gremlin-like energy right now, so I'm very intrigued on what's happening next.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry?
But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't...
Oh.
No, you're right. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
Yep, okay, we're going to Nahida. To save us time, because it's just a windy path back up to the area. Let's just do this. Still a little bit of a path, but it cuts it off a little bit. Okay. Nahida, we've got an update on the situation. We did not take time to calm down and, like, get our mind off of it. Instead, we ran into what was on our mind. And we brought him back.
Nahida! Nahida! What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation? Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation. If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to
Pretty
handle
true.
it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time. A chain of
Cause and effect.
A cycle of karma and consequence.
There's always something.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right,
Its opposite must be wrong. Yeah.
And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy. He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
It's a
Lesser
weird
Lord
situation,
Kusanali,
but...
as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
But he has a right to witness his own stuff. We've been intruding in it a lot recently.
Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Oh, it's me and him?
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Okay. We're gonna enter the memory, like this. It's not the most... I feel like if it's a domain, it's gonna let us use him, right? Because we haven't done that yet. But then again, it's an interlude chapter. We've got to use Yelan and Yanfei in Chasm area. Yeah, see, this is the gremlin I've kind of occasionally grown accustomed to while building him. Whatever. Who said we're smart? We're going in. Level 90. Yep, let's go. The memories of a certain puppet. He can be the balladeer, harbinger of the Futui, and he can also be the Kabukimono who was once sighted in Tartarasuna. And we're just gonna go in with this and hope for the best. Sorry, Hazo, we are currently putting the Wanderer in.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners?
Oh, Katsuragi. That was the name we saw in the Tatarosuna notes.
No,
okay.
There's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Oh, okay, we go down. I was gonna say, not me getting lost 2 seconds into this domain. Also, I will occasionally be blinded and not see this. So just letting you know, if you spot something, I may not.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide.
Okay.
He doesn't remember his name.
Well,
Oh, is this
to
puzzle?
calling you something.
No.
I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
It's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Whoa. Rude. Okay. I'm trying to listen and pay attention to this at the same time. Not my best ability. I'll try my hardest. Rude. Is there anything else here before I quickly jump into the... Yeah, nothing.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty.
Oh, it's the little kid.
There's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
No, it's so fucking dark visually.
What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family!
You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
This must really just hurt so much. Also, Hoyo, you did such a good job on that visual. It's just so sad having to kind of see that. I see the traps. Go ahead, try shooting me. Yeah, you know, props. I love domains like this, and they've been going strong with them. They really have. It's crazy. I really want the golden apple to come back. I like how they used the last one. Oh.
I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon.
Oh, you bitch. I'm sorry.
Wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
We'll see about that.
One with wind and cloud.
The answer was yes. He's definitely trying to win you over.
Wind rises. Bow your head.
Stand with me.
Squall and fury.
He doesn't do the most, but he needs healing, so we're gonna...
This isn't good.
Come at me. No excuse for slacking.
We're gonna go... Okay.
Like I went too far.
I went too far. I used an ult I didn't need to. Okay, crystal marrow. I knew a chest was gonna be here. Okay. Just there to block my line of sight. Oh.
This place is dark.
I don't like this place. It brings back memories. The Illusion Factory.
The Illusion Factory in Inazuma. In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan. Perhaps you find fighting in the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being
Shut it, Senora.
experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest.
He was giving you wise advice, actually, Senora, but I mean, you don't need it now. You are quite dust.
See you at the victory feast.
Yeah, the victory feast, alright.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Mother-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Behold! Wind strider!
Have fun with this gift!
Wretched vermin! How amusing!
You're not winning this fight. I'm really using my buff well. Okay, the next memory. Yeah, this was not a fun place. I streamed this area, like, back when Inazuma first came out. My emotions were so running rampant at that time. It's up on my YouTube now. But yeah, those were some rough times. Can't believe it somehow gets rougher.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Yep.
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to
And you were the
I was
most
able to
resilient.
garner a great deal of information.
Yeah.
Alas,
I'm sorry, I really don't
you
like
were
him.
under orders to remain
I
in the
can't keep
abyss.
silent about the subject.
We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
He was the, douche canoe behind all of this.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass. Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self. I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul-searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours. You have made your decision.
Well, here it goes.
Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
Okay, hey there, evil demonic force of the past. Paimon, he's going through it.
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Animo vision be given.
Die. This is trying my patience.
Oh, I have to fight. Oh, God.
Have you got any more stupid questions?
Probably many. You have questions too. Oh, wait. Okay, so I probably should be able to kill this all on my own then. I'm just gonna suck.
Feeble human.
I think I did it. I don't think I lost HP there.
You dare to gaze upon me?
At my command, you shall fall.
I told myself I wouldn't use food items because I think maybe I can't die, but I'm scared. So, you know, I'm just taking precautions. Oh, Jesus. I'm taking precautions while also not playing smart. Can I fly over this? I don't know if I could or not.
Insignificant pirate.
Going down. Whew.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
Yeah, of course not.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am. You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Me, myself, but not I. Okay. Anything I'm missing here other than my cat causing chaos? I don't think so.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
Yeah.
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the Sixth is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
You gave it a shot, but
Doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
probably not.
Even if I'm completely
You got
worthless,
something from it.
there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty,
That's not Anahita's
your past
character completely.
experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part
But
of
it's
my
not to
plan.
really use you as a tool,
But
is it?
before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it. Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well. I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how? Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just
sorry for his
evaporate like
face.
water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart.
You're just burying
You're
your
just burying
feelings.
your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida.
I'll just say follow Nahida for yourself. Nothing about us. But for yourself. He's taking it to heart. He's just, you know, don't got the right word for it.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too!
Hell no, Paimon.
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
Hey, don't take Paimon's word for mine.
Gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got anything?
Okay, let me read this. I already have a name in mind. So let me just quickly, can we utilize this? Okay. Yes, once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you've chosen. There is a limit on the number of times you could rename this character, so do so with care. Okay, I don't think I'll be changing them anytime soon, but... yeah, I will not be doing that. Nope. And... okay. Edit name. I have reasons behind this name. I don't want to go into them. But yeah. I had others, but I'm gonna go with this. It's something that I'll know. And yeah. I think I've seen others, and I've seen more joking ones, but I like this one better. So,
Are you sure? Oh, alright. If you say so.
I'm pretty confident in my naming.
Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Yeah, Paimon, you thought of something?
Still thinking. Stop.
I'm the one who was supposed to get caught off guard.
I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one. Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
I'll join you. Sign me up.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been. No nonsense. I like it. Alright, let's call it a day.
It has been a long one.
And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime
In an instant. Mm-hmm.
He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore. So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
We did stop Paimon from eating like 3 times. That is true.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing,
Partying,
drinking.
basically, okay.
All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
Oh. Return to the resting place. Yeah, it is time when people are waking up. Yep, 5:30 a.m. Yikes. I could have jumped earlier and I would have cut some time off this travel. But yeah, let's just take shortcuts. It's fine. I don't think I would have run into him if I had kept going along the path, probably. If I'm wrong, then I'm a little sad, but I don't think so personally. I'm open to discovering if I was wrong later, though.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back. Wow, great! Huh? Look at that vase.
What's up?
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something?
No, Paimon, that's what you... Oh my god.
Doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
Paimon, that was you. Oh my god, it all comes back to when you used it as an analogy, but yeah. By something to do with the balladeer broke the vase. Mm-hmm. True.
You sound lost and
Wait.
confused.
Who?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Who are you?
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
It's like with Nahida, but...
The fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance. But for anyone else... who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate, like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat
or a bird,
the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
The voice has disappeared.
Who the hell was that? I was not ready for a jump scare. I was getting ready for the end of the quest, because it's been 2.5 hours.
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up? It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
Probably a lot. If that's how it ends, I'm telling you, this reminds me of how they introduced Nahida in the Golden Apple. With her speaking to us, and then it just flashes the Dendro symbol and all that. Okay. Paimon's walked off. This is our one time to chill, relax. Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to stumble across the Wanderer. Once again, if there is a possibility, I would go do it. That is the wrong... No, it isn't. I think it's right. But I think personally it's kind of a done deal. But no, that was a good quest. I low-key probably actually will get more emotional about it in watching other people play it now. Because I've somehow mysteriously actually gone through this entire like 2 months with like about 2 months without spoiling myself, and I'm kind of proud of that. But this is it. I was going to stream the Alhaitham quest, but what I'll do is hopefully later today, right before they shut it down for the update. It'll probably take me 2 hours. So what I'm gonna hope for is to maybe start the stream by 12. I'll give myself a little over 5 hours to rest up maybe, because I want to get the Alhaitham quest done before you know, all the new stuff comes out, and you know, we have this, that. But I do want to check out, since we can, and I need to end this off, Kale, Tainari, and Sino over there, just chilling on the nice little beachfront. Yeah, I can collect these, I'll do that later. But, let's go check in on Sora, as the name has now been changed. I was getting so used to it saying Wanderer, if I'm being honest, but hey there, Sora. And if we go in here, we can actually see him. Yeah, my teapot's not that grand, but it does have some people in it. Hello.
Oh, it's you. I must apologize. I nearly mistook you for the type to leave your guests alone to fend for themselves.
I would never. Oh yeah, I forgot he's already friendship 10. Okay, we'll go through these. This is the way we can communicate with him, okay?
It's nothing. I was just thinking about something inane. In your, realm, some areas are completely empty.
I'd place more things if I could, but I can't. Oh, it's windy outside. It was storming. I would fill more things, but I also think some areas not being completely filled is its own beauty.
Look at me, coming around here, criticizing
The wind's
your lifestyle
shaking the house a
choices.
bit.
It's generous of
I
you
think
to
that's
host me
what's
in
startling
your home.
my cat.
The least I could
Hey,
do
girl,
is be
it's okay.
grateful. This is your home. Arrange it as you wish.
Well, hey, if you have
I'm just
ideas,
another person
I'll
passing through.
fill it in as best as I can. Yeah, or lay down.
Oh, I must apologize.
Okay. Would you like to have a chat?
You have the prerogative as the owner of this place. Let's hear it. What? Were you expecting me to start the conversation?
You already have.
That's probably
Let's just continue
not
it.
going to happen. It's not so much that I have nothing to say. I just have nothing fun or positive to share.
It's okay. I know what you're like.
You make it sound like that's some kind of achievement. I'm pretty frank with everyone nowadays.
Hey, that's an
Although,
achievement.
That hasn't always been the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know why I'm so fond of tea? When I drank tea for the first time, all I tasted was bitterness. No matter how much I tried to drink, there was no sign of any kind of sweet aftertaste.
Okay.
At that time, I was sitting awkwardly by some bladesmiths. I was ignorant about the conventions for human conversation and their ways of life. Someone poured out a cup for me, and for lack of anything else to do, I accepted it. Ended up downing one cup, then another, and then another. Now that I think back on it, they probably thought I genuinely liked to drink the stuff. And now that I've had a taste of just about every flavor in this world, I've found that actually, bitterness is the one I like best. Spices are just added extras to mask a bland base. And all sweetness does is make the ugly truth easier to stomach. But bitterness is the true flavor of life. Raw and unadulterated. I don't care for dressing
I mean, that's a
things up to
decent
make
answer,
them more
yeah.
palatable. Life is about learning to handle the truth. Bitterness is what it is. It doesn't change because of what comes before or after it. There's no need to kid yourself into thinking that a bitter cup of tea will have a sweet aftertaste. Oh,
Okay.
it's you. I must apologize.
Let's go through the last one. And anything you want to do?
Why? You planning on helping me do it? Whatever it is?
Oh, straight up. If you're telling me it's about the doctor, I'll go.
I need to give this some thought. I want to find out exactly where that line is. And then see how far you can be persuaded to bend it. Kidding.
No. Say
Although
it's the doctor.
expression on your face
You'll.
was priceless. I'm not in the business to make you suffer just for my amusement. If you really have nothing better to do, why don't you go find something for me to eat?
Why are we bringing his puppet nature into this?
It's not strictly necessary. Not for me.
But it's probably like something to
But I've
do
always
that
found
passes
dinner
the time.
tables to be extremely fascinating.
Oh.
Everyone's got their own agenda.
Mm-hmm.
But they all have to pretend
To be cordial and considerate. Yep. Sounds like
What I wouldn't
Thanksgiving.
give to take you to one of the Harbinger's banquets.
Oh, I would pay for a
The
ticket.
extreme lengths they'll go to get out of the missions they dislike. It's truly a pity that only the two of us are here. A party of two won't have any good drama. Anyway, I'm not picky, so I'll eat whatever you make. Why don't you make some of your personal favorites? So even if it gets painfully awkward during our meal,
We can still at least enjoy the food.
enjoy the food.
Okay. I don't want to remove him. He's already kind of been in here for like a while now. He's been a friendship 10 for a good minute. But, yeah. What is this? The brush with which you may bestow a new name upon a certain person. Okay, so you can only change once. Understood, understood. I don't plan on changing it. I'm personally completely open and like that name. Hello there, Faru-san. I know, I've given you such loving companionship. Don't worry, I also have some doggos. Anything to make... Oh, and a cat. Needs to be lively in here. But no, I think that will be the end of this stream. Remember, I'm going to try hopefully later today to stream the Al-Haytham story quest. And that is going to be the main prerogative. It'll be actually one during the day, compared to my, usual starts at like 1, 2, 3 a.m. to now. And yeah, I really do need to try to sleep. This was amazing. I really loved it. And I'm a little glad I pushed it off. I'm definitely not going to get into the habit of it. This next Archon quest, I'm hoping to do really soon. Maybe not day one, so like, later today. Maybe give it a week if I have the patience for that. If not, it'll be sooner than a solid week, but, just give it a couple of days at least before I go in and try playing it. And I'm going to do pools for Dia. I'm stopping at first 5-star. Even if it's not Dia. My only hopes is no Chi-Chis. No, I'm basically the only people I'm open to getting in. I started with no Chi-Chi, but let me just face the facts here. I don't use Mona. I don't use Jean. And while I've been working on building Kaching, I don't use her. So I'm more open to getting Chi-Chi and Tainari. Those are the two I'll like to lose a 50-50 to. So yeah. That's where it is. And yes, you do see my Primo Gem count. I've been saving diligently. While I'm on stream, let me quickly check my history, just so you guys get a preview into how far I might throw my reserves to the ground. So what, 5, 10, 15, 20? 23 into pity. So that's a decent amount if the game decides to send me to the abyss. So, definitely stuff to look forward to. Especially considering I just got all of these. Fox, cat, bird, and monster. Because that's truly what the doctor is. Let me just collect all of these. And then let's do one final tally. That's about 123, 24, give or take. I'm proud of it. But no, we're gonna end it on him. I wish I had a prettier spot to like kind of do this outro. But I think it's on my other islands that I've done better builds. I'll just end it over here where I have 2 anima boys chilling. Hey, you two. Play some music. Yeah. This will be the end. Thank you all for watching. What did you all think about this quest, truly? And all of that. I know for anyone who is seeing this VOD off of Twitch while it's still up, yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch for right now. I do usually stream these things on YouTube, but I've been streaming more on Twitch recently, and I'm hoping to get in the PC area where it would be easier. Once on PC, I think my Genshin streams might come from there, but if not, they will definitely, anytime it is, like, let's say, straight off my console, it will be on YouTube. But that's only once I get my whole PC situation sorted. But no, For now, I'm gonna do this. Just make sure to save the VOD. Because that's the one thing I'll give YouTube, is it does keep the videos up, whereas Twitch, if you're not so-and-so, they go away so fast. And I personally want to capture my reactions to certain things for as long as possible, you know? But yeah,
There's
no.
no need to
Hope you have a great day,
exchange
night, whatever the heck you've seen this, watch this. And yeah, I will see you all on the flip side. And let's remember not to anger at the Anima Boys, because, I mean, they've saved us on numerous occasions, and they can definitely... My controller's... Oh, there we go. They can definitely attack us, okay? They've saved us, and they could easily go... None of them would, except for... I don't think Sora would. He's just a little bit of an angry boy, okay? Let's give him that. But yeah, no more stalling. Bye-bye.